Hello everyone. I have to cut my talk short because we are running behind, so I'll go a little fast. And some of these things may seem very general to you, but that's all by design because we wanted to do a talk that focuses on what we're doing at Yashoda in terms of building our AI infrastructure and then what guiding principles are helping us make these decisions on where to invest and what to do. Uh, so, very quickly, one of the things that I want to bring up is everybody is investing in AI pilots, right? So in all organizations, you see companies investing in AI pilots, and there's no company that is not investing in pilots. You talk to people, they say that we have about 3 or 4 pilots, but after the initial excitement sort of fades, what people are realizing is most of these pilots don't really scale up, and then they don't become tools that people are using in their day-to-day lives, and people are still frustrated, right? So they have invested in AI and they really now have a solution, but that doesn't work. So why does that happen? So that is one of the main focus areas for me in this talk, because we've made several mistakes, right? So when I stand up before you today to talk about this topic because we made the same mistakes as everybody else. We chased fancy AI, products or solutions, and we didn't really think about the operational realities. We got carried away. When somebody's doing something really cutting edge, you want to also like not, be left behind. So you want to also do the same thing, but these don't work, right? So and why they don't work, I think that's 50% of my talk. And then what can you do to kind of make AI work will become the next 50%. So let's start with the promise, right? So all healthcare leaders are really considering investments in healthcare AI. So that's 85%, which means everybody is sort of thinking about investing in AI. But the challenge is most of these, like I said, they remain permanently stunted. So they don't grow beyond pilots because people propose these AI solutions, they get funded, you launch these pilots, and what you realize is they get presented at conferences. Somebody puts it on their CV, and after that, there are no users who are actually using them. So how do we solve this problem, right? So there are funds, there are solutions, but they don't get used. This is a problem that is not about resources, right? So we have the resources, but still not working. So these are 3 principles, guiding principles for us at Yashoda. So the first is incrementalism, which is you pick very small problems. Don't pick big problems because the technology is still not mature. You see a lot of advances happening across the world in different areas. So something may come up that could disrupt whatever is currently being used in AI. So the thing that we're trying to do is pick small problems that can be solved in a matter of 2 months. Pick up whatever technology, simple, simple models as opposed to like really cutting edge models, and then try and do a pilot, make it successful, and then move on to the next thing. Second thing is pragmatism, right? So I can't really overstate how important it is to solve the right problems, because there is a tendency among people to kind of pick sexy problems, right? So glamorous problems, and you really wouldn't make too much progress because everything's evolving in those areas, and they're, to begin with, the complex problems to solve. So the idea is to kind of pick the right problems that you are facing, actual problems that your people are facing, and that insight will come from talking to teams across the company, the hospital in our case. And the third thing is systems thinking. Most people don't focus on this part because all systems tend toward complexity. Healthcare is a very complex system, and what happens is, if you're not very careful, you could optimize for one metric, but you could create a lot of chaos in other areas just because you sort of focused on one metric. So systems thinking, again, is a very important component of what we do in AI. So these sort of 3 principles led to 8 commandments. Sorry for the title if it seems pompous, but the reason why we call it 8 commandments is some of this advice, again, I admit, may be embarrassingly obvious, right? So some of these things are very obvious. So why do we still have them on the slide? Because people don't always heed good advice.